Hello everyone. So today I will talk about what is most important in screening. You see, screening or PPNDT has got three parts. Number one is your content, that is what type of story you have written. Number two is your narration, and number three is discussion. So there are three parts for PPNDT, and in my opinion, all the three parts are very important. But let us examine more deeply the content of your story is very important. What type of story you are writing, whether you have perceived the picture or the theme correctly or not, and after perception, what type of a story you have framed. So that gives an indication about your personality. So with one story, the psych and other assessors can see a glimpse of your personality, not in detail, not in depth, but a glimpse will be seen. And then next comes narration. So this much you should understand, that the story has to be good. If your story is good, that is the first starting point. You get lot of attention if your story is logical and good. Now second thing comes narration. Narration has to be very crisp and impressive. You see, this is like your lecturette in GTO, which is the confirmatory series test. You are all alone. Everyone is focused on you. All the three assessors are focusing on you. Whatever you are speaking and what are the contents of your story. So easily you can compare it to the lecturette of the GTO series, GTO task. The content is noticed by the GTO, your delivery is noticed, observed, how nicely you have delivered your lecturette. So all these things here also are noticed very clearly. So now with these two stages, first one, the psych has observed you very carefully by the content of your story, and the GTO has observed you very carefully because it is his confirmatory series test which you are giving here. So almost two assessors have fully observed you and assessed you to a great extent. Now interviewing officer is also not left out, because you are talking, and in front of the IO also you will be talking. Only difference is that he will be asking questions and you will be replying. But then here Mansa, Vacha, both are there, and the GTO technique, as I told you, the lecturette, if you compare this to the lecturette, so please understand that by this stage, the assessors would have made up their mind about you, and they wrote down on the paper available with them. So here there are only marks are not given. It is Y, N and D. Y is yes, no is doubtful, and N is no and D is doubtful. So you may get Y or you may get D in the preliminary assessment done by the assessors. If your performance till now is good, your content is good, and your narrative is good, when you are narrating this story, it is good and impressive. And not only these assessors, everyone else will be impressed by the way you narrate your story and about the content of your story. Now next comes discussion. You see, discussion part from your confirmatory series, we are going to the basic series. It is opposite of the GTO. In GTO, from your group discussion, the group task, then you move to lecturette. First group discussion is there and later on lecturette is there. But here From lecturette you are moving to the basic series task, that is group discussion. And you all know that group discussion is total chaos. So how much the assessor will be able to assess you in that chaos? So that's why it becomes all the more important for you to write a good story, practice your TAT stories very well, and then your narration should be the topmost narration. So if you create an impression here, I say 2/3 of the battle is won. Your chances of being screened in have increased. But I am not saying that discussion does not carry any meaning. It carries, provided the discussion goes on smoothly. Here your teamwork is being, team dynamics, teamwork, your attitude about the group. So this is also being watched very carefully. Your performance, how you are handling the group, how you are emerging out as a leader. So understand this thing, that group discussion is also equally important, but the constraint here is that most of the time the group discussion turns into a fish market. So lesser opportunities to the assessor to assess your performance. But here if you are performing well, then this will be a bonus for you. You will get Y by all the three assessors. So you should perform well in the discussion part also. Now the second question, in continuation with what I have told, how to handle the fish market like situation, which quite often in almost all PP and DTs, because everyone is making their best effort that we should be in, we should be screened in. So everyone is at the top of the voice and trying to impress, because perhaps they have not done well in their story content and in their narration. So everyone is trying to, now last minute effort they are trying to make to win this situation, to make it a winning situation for them. So they will be at the top of their voice, and really it is a fish market situation. Many times the assessors, they divide the group into two. Out of 15-16 candidates, they make a half group of about 7-8 candidates. But here also, the situation does not change. All 7-8 are shouting at the top of their voice. Now the question is, what should you do so that you are screened in? So I will say, be calm, be patient, don't be part of that noise making session. You don't contribute to the noisy scenes. Now candidates ask me, sir, if we don't do that, then who will listen to us? What will we do? Here remember one thing, logic wins. And I have proved it to my candidates here in the group. Anyone in that fish market who is logical, people will become quiet and listen to him, maybe for a short time. So this is, you have demonstrated your leadership skills. But you have to be logical. Others are illogical, they are shouting at their voice. Now the point comes, when to make an entry? Sir, they do not allow, because they never become quiet. Now here, you see, I'll tell you two techniques. One is appreciation method. Why everyone is shouting? Why everyone is at the top of their voice? They want to create an impression that they are the best. But no one is listening. You listen and you say, oh, chess number 5 has made a very good point, chess number 7, I agree with you. But, and then add your, what you have to say. So first you agree and then you put your own point. So when you say I agree with you, or yes, very nice, I think chess numbers, whatever chess number, you have brought out a very good point, it is very relevant, friends, let us listen to him. And the group for a moment may become quiet. At that time you say but, and then whatever you have to say, you can add to it. This is one way. Another way of entering the discussion is whenever there is slight pause, someone may stop for taking the breath. At that time, you make an entry. So, by appreciation and by waiting for the right moment to enter, you can make your entry. Another thing is you can once in a while, not again and again, you can say, friends, let us give chance to chess number so and so, who is not speaking or who is trying to speak but he is not able to speak. So when you say this thing, that is also a moment when everyone becomes quiet. Now it is up to you how to use this when the group has become quiet, how to use this occasion for making your entry also. I am not saying that you say that give chance to XYZ and then you start speaking. But that XYZ, because he is not in the habit of speaking or he is a low, means the person is quite reserved or shy or whatever it is. So when you gave few seconds, he has not opened his mouth, you open your mouth, you enter the discussion. So this way you can tackle the fish market situation also. Nothing is impossible. Only thing is you have to practice and you should have a willpower to do this. So I hope you have liked this. Thank you so much for watching and please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Thank you.